If you had to draw a picture of the most powerful king in the universe, how would you do it? You might sketch a giant golden crown, or maybe a massive shining sun. Using symbols like that is a way of using picture language. It helps us see big, invisible feelings or ideas through simple drawings. John, a faithful follower of Jesus, found himself living this reality. He was isolated on the rocky island of Patmos because he wouldn't stop sharing the Word of God. While he was there, on the Lord's Day, he heard a loud voice behind him. It was a sound that shook him, ringing out like a booming trumpet. This blank papyrus scroll represents the task John was given. The booming voice told him to write down a special revelation on a scroll and send it to 7 specific churches. One of those churches was located in the ancient city of Ephesus. This message wasn't just a standard letter. It was a spectacular vision that used picture language to show the world exactly who Jesus is. When John turns around to find the source of the voice, he is met with the overwhelming heavenly glory of Jesus. Because this sight is impossible to photograph, John uses picture language to describe what he is experiencing. He describes hair as white as snow or wool. In this visual language, that striking white represents perfect purity and ancient wisdom. He says the eyes are like blazing fire, symbolizing a brilliant strength and an ability to see absolutely everything. His feet glow like bronze in a furnace, showing that he is unmovable and strong. His voice sounds like rushing waters, a sound so loud and powerful that it drowns out everything else. These striking physical descriptions aren't meant to be literal features. They are symbols of ultimate power, purity, and strength. In this vision, Jesus is standing among 7 golden lampstands and holding 7 stars in his right hand. John even sees a sharp, double-edged sword coming out of his mouth. This means his spoken words are strong, sharp, and true. It shows his authority rather than a desire to be scary. The text itself identifies these symbols, explaining that the 7 lampstands represent the 7 churches. The 7 stars are the angels of those churches, held safely in his right hand. These symbols show that the all-powerful king hasn't abandoned his followers. He stands actively in the middle of his churches, protecting them. Seeing this brilliant power is so overwhelming that John falls to the ground as though he were dead. But Jesus doesn't look down on him or walk away. Instead, he reaches out with his right hand. He gives John, and us, a simple message of comfort. Do not be afraid. He describes himself as the first and the last, the living one. He is the one who has already conquered death and sin. He explains that he holds the keys to death and the grave, the realm often called Hades. This means there is no corner of existence outside of his complete control. When this immense power is paired with such a gentle touch, the symbols change. The fire and the sword become a promise that this king is alive forever, using all his authority to stay right by our side.